Okay.
This is my favorite intro. Look at it.
Yeah, good
The
old
Krillin intro, so good.
Krillin's a challenging character too. It took me quite a while to even find some fairly decent combos. Wow, that costume.
That costume.
I was playing with someone earlier today, and she said that Krillin shouldn't be in this game. He's a very weak character. I'm surprised that he's in there.
Well, that's the idea.
Okay.
So the idea, and I think the developers also said that, is that they're going to have a whole bunch of different characters in the game, even like weaker ones that don't really belong. Because simply, if they're in here, they are of a team, not just one character fighting like Vegeta or something, or going up against Frieza. It's really hard to talk while playing.
Willie, continue.
Absolutely no. So what I wanted to say while we were talking about 16 is what's exciting about him is in the first 6 characters that were shown off, there weren't any grabs. We thought this might be a game without any grappling whatsoever because the Dragon Rush is kind of like the substitute for that system.
Yeah.
But 16 comes in and is all about the grabs, and he's all about chaining grabs specifically. So a lot of his throws like rush forward, they go through projectiles, they go through fireballs and things like that, throw you to the ground, bounce you into the air, and then he can do more after that. He can continue with another air grab or a full combo. A lot of his stuff is just very scary because at any point you don't know if he's going to come lunging in on you, and you don't have time to get out of the way.
Wooly, would you compare him to a certain Russian wrestler that likes to wrestle bears in another fighting game?
Yes.
I put him beyond Russian wrestlers and tiger masked wrestlers because he moves forward while he does those things instantly.
All right, gotcha.
I think Krillin as well, so to go back to that, he's a really interesting character because everyone in the game has a single assist function right now. But when you call in Krillin, he actually can do, this is an amazing look right here.
So it's Android 17 and 18.
17 and 18.
She uses him like a projector?
She uses him as an assist.
Okay, as an assist, yeah.
So technically you're a 14 character when you use Android 17 because... no, you'll
don't worry about it.
But with Krillin, Krillin jumps in and he throws rocks at you. Or he'll do a fireball, but there's a random chance he'll throw a senzu beam.
I've seen that. I wonder if so that's random. You can't control it.
You can't control it. He has 3 that I can tell so far. And once you use all 3, that's it. But if you do get one out there on the field, and whoever gets to it first gets a health up. Right?
Interesting, okay.
And it seems like it's like maybe 20 to 25% of your health back.
So wait, the enemy can grab it as well. It's not just,
And you don't know where it's going to land. You don't know which direction it's going in. It's a bit of a random gamble. But Krillin's throwing him out there, you know?
I'm willing to bet people will figure out how to use that strategically. I know it's random right now, but I think they're going to figure out the timing to where, they can throw it out there, maybe switch out their characters.
I love to find a way.
Find a way.
He's got some other interesting stuff. He's got a solar flare on the ground where it's very advantageous on hit. It leaves you open because you're stunned, and if you block it, Krillin can act before you can. So it keeps the pressure going, and that's one really good thing he's got. Unlike a lot of the other characters too, Krillin can shoot out his regular fireballs and aim them upwards, and then a few seconds later they kind of rain down from the sky. And so he can positionally set up something, and then a few moments later, try to mix you up, see if you come from the left or the right, and the fireball will land.
Yeah, it comes straight down.
On top of you, and you'll get hit if you don't know which side.
That is so interesting. All right, cool.
Krillin
and then we
can
have
also jump
Krillin
while doing Kamehameha.
Wait, say that again?
He can also jump while doing Kamehameha.
Oh man,
so you can throw it in the air.
That is
it's
interesting.
the only character in the game that can do that right now.
Yes.
Each character is so unique. Like you got Android, like you were saying, like Android 16, just walking through stuff. Krillin with the downward fireball and jumping and doing the Kamehameha.
And do Krillin's down and A right now, just to show you he can use hops.
He can
go left and right off of that as well.
Really?
Yeah, you can change directions. So he can get pretty tricky with it. And 18, of course, who we haven't really gotten into. 18's fun because she's another character that she's got a command grab as well.
Yes.
That calls out 17, smacks you around, and the two of them kind of team up on you for a lot of her moves.
I noticed there was a move where, and I was watching actually Max, I think he pulled it off earlier, where it was, I don't know if it was because Krillin and 18 were on the same, Krillin and 17 were on the same team. So what's going on with that? So if Krillin and 17 is she going to use him instead, or?
So what happens is when 18 does her level 3 special, 17 comes out and the two of them team up to do that upside down moment where they both combo you crazy. If Krillin's on the same team, she will call him out instead, and Krillin and 18, husband and wife, attack you together, and like they do like their version of the attack.
So it's something specific to where if you have Krillin and 17
and 18 on the same team,
That's it. Oh my god.
The husband-wife being.
Exactly.
God, it almost feels like they're like, you know what? No, we don't want him to play how people think we want him to play. We're gonna make him play something.
There's probably already going to be a lot of questions in terms of how these characters play. It's fairly similar to the core roster, the core 6 that are in the game. Most moves are fireball forward, fireball back, or maybe down with a button, and that's about it.
Yeah.
They are fairly easy to use still, but similar to other tag team versus games that are very easy to play at the beginning.
Yep.
It's all the little stuff that really builds up in the end.
Agreed. Yeah.
18 can call when she calls in 17 to attack. She can also call him in to just do like a couple of support blasts as well. So like she has like almost like an entirely extra function where every button, if she does Hadouken backwards or like a quarter circle backwards with the button, you get a 17 version of that while she's free to act a little bit.
Oh.
You know. And
so he stays out for a bit? Is that what it is?
He stays out for a little bit to do whatever the action you input was. And between having that out there plus 2 other assists, you can have 4 characters attacking one at the same time in this game.
Yeah. Something else I want to say, do you show off his flips? Yeah, those flips.
Get them the flips are just for mobility for the most part.
Yeah, so basically what happens with Trunks is you do a quarter circle backwards with his attack buttons, and he'll flip forward or flip backward, and he'll do it out of anything. And so the main thing with it is like you can make a lot of your attacks safer by canceling the recovery into one of the flips. Similarly, you can do a really like long slide on the ground, and like if it doesn't hit, you think you're gonna get punished, just flip out. You know, so like Trunks is that kind of nimble character where
he is nimble for sure. Okay.
Yeah, you take a risk and you see if it worked out, and if it did, then great, go for damage. If it didn't, I'm out.
Does the sword come into play?
Oh, you got it. I don't know it works.
I mean, I know it comes into play, but I guess is it a big factor?
It's a big factor in his normals.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
He's got one special with the sword, which is this, but it's really not specifically amazing.
Okay.
So like most of the characters in this game have like they just fight with their arms and legs.
Yeah,
and that means the range of the buttons they have is fairly limited, right?
Yeah. Except for Piccolo.
Except for Piccolo.
Got stretchy arms.
Exactly. Booth, right? Booth can do that big long punch and things like that.
Yeah.
And Trunks as well. Having the sword swings means he gets a little bit extra range on his attacks, where someone's arm or leg might whiff. Like if you're fighting like Krillin, for example, he's got little stubby arms and legs. You know, he might not be able to hit you at the range that Trunks would be able to confirm or something. So it does. The sword definitely comes into play there. And the other thing about Trunks that, like, you know, even though like we said he's a functional character that takes some work, his strongest attack is a grab.
Okay.
You know, it's his command grab, that big one that Max finished me off with, where he shoots you up in the air.
Yeah.
And so that kind of means it's like you can't ever really.
It's going the other direction.
It's going
fight.
Wow.
Yeah, it does. It means you can never really sleep on Trunks. You know, you can't ever take it too easy, because if he has 3 bars and like you're trying to do something while he's on the ground, he can wake up and throw you. And if he thinks that what you're doing is not honest, he'll keep you honest. You know?
Trunks keeps you honest.
Oh my god!
You got him?
So I have a problem now. I'm about to die, and he has 1 character left, so I need to activate Sparking Blast as soon as possible.
And look how fast you healed. Look how fast he's healing with the Sparking.
This could be bad.
We should talk about this. So, Sparking is basically a mechanic that it's like you hit all 4 buttons, and at any point in the game, you can only do it once. It lets you recover any blue health.
Oh my god.
Any blue? Okay, yeah. So I guess some people call it chip damage.
I think so.
Exactly.
Okay, got it.
You recover some chip damage. You recover blue health.
I don't believe it.
It's the health that would have recovered. The health that would have recovered if you tagged the character out, basically.
Okay.
When you do your Sparking.
Good stuff.
It hits the character and starts to regain it. And if you have 3 characters left when you do a Sparking, you gain a little bit of healing, and the boost lasts not a long time. If you have 2 characters left, it's in between that, and if you have 1 character left, it's a long time. I've seen some level 3 animations where like someone who's about to die gets hit with a level 3, but they're in Sparking mode, and the Sparking is healing them faster than the attack is doing damage to them. So they end out basically taking about half damage from whatever you did to them because of how fast their life goes back up, you know? It's a very powerful mechanic, and you want to save it for the right moment. Piccolo, when he does that little smash on the ground right there, he puts his hand out for a second before he teleports, and that's actually like a parry. Right?
Really?
Yeah, you can absorb hits on that little moment where he puts his hands out before the teleport occurs. So you can do it when you're waking up as a reversal, for example, and if they hit a button, you'll absorb it and come down on top of them. Oh, he just did it! He just did it!
Max,
that canceled my balls.
Yes,
Getting
very
it
good.
stops it. Okay. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna actually. Max was showing me this ridiculous 63 hit combo that he did with Piccolo. I don't know if you did
We're not see that right now.
Oh man, yeah. Max labbed it up.
I've been labbing all day.
If you would have seen this guy earlier, a little inside baseball, they're doing some direct feed capture of the game. If you would have seen him earlier, Max was methodical. He had 2 joysticks in his hand, setting up different situations.
Find cool stuff.
Yeah,
And find cool stuff he did.
Please watch his videos. They're going to be ridiculous.
I think,
As with everybody else's.
yeah, we're having fun in there, man.
Yeah. I know you guys are all getting direct feed capture. I cannot wait to see your guys' videos. Can't wait to hear Super Best Friends play. I have Super Best Friends
A lot of
play.
words.
The podcast talk about the game.
Oh man, I have things to say.
Excellent. Hopefully good things.
Oh, many good things.
Excellent.
Something that's fun about getting more hands-on time with this is finding out not just like what's really strong, but how to counter certain things.
Does that work?
Yeah, that works. Oh my god. How to counter certain things, and back at Evo when people were kind of like dashing in, or I was wondering like, okay, like what's the right way to answer that? And we found out earlier that a crouching heart attack is pretty much like most of your body is invincible during it, and it'll completely shut down someone's homing dashing. You know?
Interesting. Okay.
So there's
I was wondering how you counted it down.
Like,
wow.
So there's little games of rock, paper, scissors happening, like in every little system where like you can, if someone's coming at you with that button, or someone's throwing projectiles at you, right? The homing dash goes through those.
Okay.
But if you do that uppercut, you stop their homing dash, and like, everything has a counter, everything has a strength and a weakness. Like so far that feels really good. Like a lot of these systems have, like you can't just abuse them.
That's what Arc System Works is like really good with, is like having those rock paper scissors mechanics, even in their other titles.
You don't want too much of it, but a little bit, because you don't want to be guessing all the dang time.
That's true. Yeah, then it doesn't. It's not a fighting game.
I mean, like there's definitely like a couple things that like I think have changed since Evo as well that are in the interest of making the game a little bit more fair. Like you can't do your Dragon Rush into Dragon Rush over and over again anymore. So that's there. Frieza's assist now still hits you really well, but you can't get a free combo after it every time.
No more 150 hit combo.
Yeah,
those are essentially gone now.
You gotta work a little bit more.
Yep.
I remember that. I remember that at E3.
Yeah.
That was done to me. It hurt me. It hurt my soul.
But I can't wait to see like how people figure out stuff with like characters like Krillin, where I'm playing him and I'm just like I know that there's things here, but I'm not the one. The chosen one will come and figure them out, but I'm not them.
This is almost the end of the match here. West City. What?
Getting close again.
Super close. When you guys were playing each other earlier, do you find that most of the matches come kind of close, very close to each other, or is it just different for each type of game?
They have been fairly close.
That's what I've noticed too. So like when I'm playing like against these guys in the office here, the matches have become very close, come down to the wire almost.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if it's just I suck, which is probably true, but I'm also wondering if that's the way they tune the game to where they want these types of close matches.
It really depends. Like we're playing it at like our core level with